everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make baklava. Traditionally, this is a dish from, some say Turkey, some say Greece. I just say it's delicious. And it's a layered dessert made with phyllo dough, layers of butter, and layers of chopped up cinnamon and nuts. And then on top of it all, after it's done baking, we put a nice syrup made with honey, some lemon zest, some sugar, some water, and a little bit of vanilla. And it creates this nice, sticky, flaky, layered, nutty dessert that I think everyone will enjoy. I hope you like it.
The first thing we do for our baklava is we chop up some nuts. I just got mixed nuts from the bulk section of my grocery store and chopped them up myself. I'm sure you could buy pre-chopped nuts pretty much anywhere. And then we toss those with cinnamon. Next, we're going to take our phyllo dough, which is a frozen product that I let thaw, unroll it, and then we're going to cut it in half. That way it fits in our 9x13 baking dish. I line the baking dish with butter, and for the first layer, we're going to use 3 sheets of phyllo dough and then brush melted butter over the top. Just be careful because the phyllo dough is very fragile. Then we're going to sprinkle on a handful of our nuts and add 1 layer of phyllo dough. Repeat this process until your baking dish is full. It's kind of up to you how much you want to chop the mixed nuts. I like to have a little bit of texture, but making them bite-sized and manageable for a small piece of dessert is also important. For the top layer, we're going to do 6 layers of phyllo dough with some butter on top. Once the dish is assembled, we're going to cut it before it goes into the oven. This is definitely sort of a strange step, nothing I've ever done before in any other dishes, but it's super important because it'll completely fall apart if you try to cut it after it comes out of the oven. Traditionally, baklava is cut into sort of a diamond shape, so that's what I'm doing here, but if something appeals to you a little bit more, go ahead and try it. Once again, the phyllo dough is super fragile, so just try to take your time with it and do it as nicely as possible. Once it's all cut, you can throw it into the oven and bake it. So once the baklava is in the oven, it's going to take roughly 1 hour to cook. Just let it be, you want it to get nice and brown. About 15 minutes before the baklava is done, we're going to start making the syrup. Start with some sugar and some water. Heat it up until the sugar completely dissolves. Once the sugar is dissolved, we can add the rest of the ingredients. I've got honey, vanilla extract, and some lemon zest. Mix everything together and let it simmer for about 15 minutes or until the baklava comes out of the oven. You want it to become a thin syrup. Definitely keep an eye on it, stir it every once in a while so that it doesn't boil over. After it's simmered for a while and the baklava is done, you're going to pull the baklava out of the oven and immediately spoon the syrup over the top. It's all going to be very hot, so it definitely bubbles up a little, but it's nothing to worry about. Spoon all of the syrup over. It's going to look very liquidy, but that's okay. As it sits and comes to room temperature, the syrup will get nice and sticky, and that's the texture that you want for this dish. Once it's completely cooled and come to room temperature, it's already cut, so serve yourself a slice and enjoy.